Elite athletes come and go. Nevertheless, Alison Stokey, who has accomplished much over the years, would go down in history because of one widely shared picture. Still, by circulating her picture online, she quickly achieved recognition beyond her most spectacular pole leaps. Before long, everyone was curious about every detail of Alison's life. Even though it has been a long time since her picture was posted online, many people are still interested in what happened to the pole vaulter Alison Stokey. She's had quite the journey, it turns out. A journey of athletic excellence and resilience. Alison Stokey is a successful pole vaulter and fitness model who epitomizes the spirit of tenacity and fortitude. Born in Newport Beach, California on March 22, 1989, Stokey started her athletic career early because she loved gymnastics. But pole vaulting, a sport that demands a unique blend of strength, speed, and accuracy, was where she discovered her calling. Right from her high school years. During her high school years at Newport Harbor High School, Stokey's skill in pole vaulting became apparent. She broke several records and showed exceptional athleticism and poise for her age, swiftly establishing herself as one of the best young athletes in the U.S. Because of her innate talent for the sport and her unwavering work ethic and commitment, she surpassed her classmates and developed new standards in the sector. Achievement that cemented her as a rising star in pole vaulting. Stokey achieved a national record for her age group in 2004 when she reached an astounding height of 3.86 meters, 12 feet, 7 3/4 inches, as a freshman. This accomplishment demonstrated her ability to influence the future of pole vaulting and solidified her position as a rising star in the sport. As she advanced through high school, her performances became more reliable and commanding. An ability to perform under pressure. Stokey had won several titles by her senior year, including prominent state and national honors. She often competed at high school levels and was recognized as one of the nation's best female high school vaulters, demonstrating her ability to execute under pressure. Her accomplishments during these early years demonstrated her remarkable mental and physical fortitude and capacity to manage the demands of both sports and academics. As a role model for aspiring pole vaulters, Stokey's high school career set the groundwork for her future as a college athlete and beyond. A journey that was filled with challenges. Even with her sporting achievements, Stokey had difficulties along the way. When she was 18, a picture of her competing went viral online in 2007, catapulting her into the public eye in a manner that neither she nor her family had ever imagined. Originally meant to honor her as a talented athlete, the picture was misinterpreted, drawing undesired attention and making her a phenomenon on the internet. Her sporting accomplishments had nothing to do with her unexpected prominence. Instead, it focused on her looks, fabricating a story that discredited the years of commitment and effort she had put into pole vaulting. Objectification instead of recognizing her athletic prowess. The subsequent media hysteria took aback Stokey and her family. As objectification and public scrutiny eclipsed her athletic skill, what should have been a time of pride in her sports career turned into a disturbing one. Stokey became the focal point of a broader discussion over how female athletes are treated in the internet era when their looks might sometimes get more attention than their achievements. Respecting an athlete's skill, discipline, and dedication. Stokey was adamant about returning her story and spoke candidly about her struggles. Instead of minimizing athletes to their outward looks, she underlined the value of appreciating their talent, self-control, and commitment. Her position struck a chord with many, igniting discussions on the difficulties encountered by female athletes. Stokey unintentionally became a champion for gender equality and the equitable treatment of athletes, since her experience brought attention to the need for cultural change. The same old stereotype during the digital age. The difficulties of being a young female athlete in the digital era are brought to light by Stokey's experience. She pursued her objectives despite the obstacles, utilizing the event to promote privacy and remind her that athletes should be praised for their abilities rather than their looks. Stokey continued participating in pole vaulting as a Golden Bears track and field team member at the University of California, Berkeley. She achieved impressive results in collegiate competitions while juggling the demands of academics and sports while studying sociology. Despite not making it to the Olympics, she never wavered in her commitment to the sport. Influencers spreading the importance of health and wellness. Stokey developed a place in the fitness and modeling industries in addition to her sporting endeavors. She used her position to advocate for health and well-being by working with well-known companies like Nike and Athleta. Her impact went beyond sports, encouraging many young ladies to follow their dreams with courage and tenacity. The tale of Stokey is one of tenacity. It is a reminder of the value of honoring athletes for their accomplishments and the need to overcome the difficulties presented by contemporary media. Fans and aspiring athletes who respect her courage on and off the field find resonance in her story. Alison Stokey is now hailed as a gifted pole vaulter and an inspiration for overcoming hardship with poise and willpower. Her influence extends beyond athletics, influencing how society perceives and encourages athletes in their pursuits. Alison Stokey always dreamed of being a world-class athlete. Reaching the pinnacle of their sport is a goal shared by many athletes. It can include qualifying for the Olympics, winning a gold medal, or being inducted into the Hall of Fame. In any event, every athlete who wants to outperform others must put in great effort and commitment, and Alison Stokey was no different. The teenager swiftly concluded that pole vaulting would enable her to compete against the world's top athletes, something she had always desired. Alison quickly became the center of attention. She wasn't a celebrity because of her pole vaulting, however. There is plenty of sporting inspiration from Alison Stokey's family. It turns out that athletics are ingrained in Alison's DNA and run in the family. The rest of her family, particularly her elder brother, was a constant source of inspiration for the child. Growing up, David Stokey had a strong interest in gymnastics. Soon after, David participated in a national competition and won several medals. After being heavily influenced by her brother, Alison decided to try sports. Regretfully, she had no interest in gymnastics. Alison started pole vaulting instead, and she hasn't looked back since. The rest is history. Alison Stokey has no idea what drew her to pole vaulting. Have you ever had the feeling that something is meant to be? Something you were attracted to for no apparent reason may have produced excellent results. Pole vaulting and Alison Stokey were examples of such. When she first tried the sport, she was a little child. Alison said she didn't know why she was so eager to try it. But Alison had never experienced such an adrenaline rush as when she picked up the pole and flew into the air. Suddenly, her goal was to become one of the world's best pole vaulters. Alison's only issue was juggling her new interest with her studies. Fortunately, she continued to practice for hundreds of hours. It wasn't long before Alison Stokey broke national pole vaulting records. As it happens, Alison made her debut in a national competition at the age of 15. But it wasn't all. Alison won the whole tournament after clearing a record-breaking 12.5-foot height. Alison went on to demonstrate that, although still being a teenager, she was a real force to be reckoned with, and that was just the beginning. The following year, Alison broke the previous record by clearing over 13.5 feet while still enrolled in school. As it happened, the athlete understood precisely what she needed to succeed. Alison soon discovered a successful formula to maintain the equilibrium, even if she had to practice for hours if she wanted to become better. Being in her prime helped Alison Stokey continue to build her record. Even though some athletes have achieved success while still young, they know their time to participate in the top contests is limited. Attending every competition and outperforming the other talent while attempting to stay up with homework is not simple. However, youth is one of the most essential requirements for becoming a great athlete. Our body may soon start to slow us down and rebel against us. Fortunately, when Alison became the talk of the town, she hadn't quite reached her peak. Alison put in the most time and effort possible, which allowed her to achieve record-breaking heights. A candid photo of Alison Stokey taken in 2007 changed her life. For Alison Stokey, everything changed in 2007. What was around the turn was unknown to the athlete. As a senior in high school, Alison participated in national competitions and came close to becoming a pro. She just needed to continue working hard, and soon all her goals may come true. That is until the same year, Allison appeared in the national championships. She wasn't the center of attention because of her skills. Allison wasn't even the topic of the stadium because of her records. Allison was waiting for her time to participate in this unposed picture. Soon after, the image appeared on a website named With Leather. With Leather got hold of Allison Stokey's photo and spread it online. Photographs of athletes are not new, of course. Every day, thousands of photos are often posted, particularly during competition season or when they are the ones being watched. The issue was that the website managed to get the picture. As it turns out, With Leather has nothing to do with sports or scores and is mainly directed at men. Instead, the website discusses appearances and the beauty of women. A derogatory title accompanied Allison's picture, and netizens soon began discussing how she appeared. The original photographer wasn't pleased and vowed to sue the website, but it was too late. A website was created and featured several pictures of Allison Stokey. All it took for Allison Stokey to become the internet buzz was the candid snapshot. As people worldwide rushed to With Leather, the pole vaulter quickly became the newest viral sensation. However, this was just the beginning, as people quickly became obsessed with Allison and demanded more pictures of the teenager. Shortly after, a website with many images of Allison competing surfaced. Their attention swiftly grew, even if not everyone was present to say anything hurtful or cruel. People had forgotten Allison was a human. The worst thing? It was entirely focused on Allison's looks rather than her abilities. Even media outlets in Europe were talking about Allison Stokey's photo. Unbelievably, Allison Stokey was first unaware of the extent of the distribution of her photographs. Naturally, it was difficult to ignore the attention she was receiving when she became viral. Because of all the online discussion, the media quickly began to take notice of Allison's tale. Stories about the pole vaulter's picture appeared in publications, including the New York Times. Allison's picture became one of the most shared on the internet, and even European media sources covered it. The issue was exacerbated by the many comments on the stories, which focused on Allison's looks rather than her abilities. Allison Stokey was forced to hire a media consultant to deal with the attention. Nobody could have predicted Allison Stokey's meteoric rise to fame. The teenager aspired to be the best in her sport, but she had no clue that one chance picture would suddenly bring her recognition. It was the celebrity that Allison disliked and the attention that she never desired. Unfortunately, it didn't seem to be going away anytime soon. Allison quickly had offers from all sides for brand partnerships and picture shoots, but she preferred to concentrate on her studies and pole vaulting rather than being piqued by attention to her appearance. To manage everything, Allison and her family eventually engaged a media consultant. People ignored Allison Stokey's talents and purely focused on her looks. Allison kept thinking that most of these people were simply there to comment on how she looked and how much they enjoyed the picture of her at the competition, not on her pole vaulting prowess or the records she had established. Allison had already established a fantastic record through years of work. Allison had made significant progress, but it was in vain since her accomplishments were disregarded. To prove to the world that she was a pole vaulter and not just someone to look at, the teenager decided to film a video of herself discussing her athletic goals. Allison even contemplated quitting the sport entirely. Allison Stokey's parents could see the attention was dragging her down. Allison's last chance was the video, but regrettably, it proved ineffective. People continued to discuss the pole vaulter's looks in the comments section rather than the most essential aspirations. Because she didn't know how to shift the focus from her attractiveness to her athletic accomplishments, the attention led Allison into a downward spiral. Since they could tell that their daughter was suffering greatly from the attention, Allison's parents wanted to do all in their power to support her. To rescue his daughter, her lawyer father looked for a way out. Sadly, he was unable to locate anything. It was found that the cops had a difficult time using the internet. People wanted to highlight the damaging effects of talking about someone's appearance. As more and more people were interested in Allison's tale, there was finally hope. Suddenly, everyone discussed the pole vaulter's athletic prowess rather than her appearance. As they made the point that concentrating on someone's appearance might have negative impacts, they busied themselves battling against others who were simply there to discuss Allison's appearance. To demonstrate to the public the effect that discussing someone's appearance, particularly with young girls, can have, CBS even published a report on it. One of the best examples was Allison's narrative. It was impossible to predict the irreparable harm the remarks may do to her mental health if they didn't cease quickly. All the internet attention began to throw Allison Stokke off her game. Allison Stokke had been dominating pole vaulting for years, breaking all the records that stood in her way, including her own. That is, until the unposed picture was posted online. Allison found it difficult to focus during tournaments since she became sidetracked by everything else. She had lost interest in the sport since she didn't want to be in the spotlight. Allison even questioned if the stadiums were packed because people wanted to see her up close. The teenager quickly began to feel very self-conscious. Allison's skills started to wane as she could no longer achieve the lofty heights. Viral moments usually disappear after a few weeks, but not Allison's photo. In most cases, viral moments fade within a few weeks. Since everyone is always searching for the newest and most lavish entertainment, the internet is, after all, a fast-paced environment. Many individuals appreciate their little moment in the spotlight before it ends, but most people don't seek to become viral. Not Allison. She knew the attention wouldn't go away, but wanted it to stop. Months later, people were still discussing her picture. She was an excellent pole vaulter, but no one seemed to notice. Allison attempted to ignore the ideas, but she couldn't help but wonder whether anyone would notice if she stopped playing the sport and vanished. Allison's head was packed with them all the time. Allison Stokke decided to try and move on with her life. As time went on, Allison Stokke realized that she needed to attempt to figure out how to continue living her life. She had to make a crucial choice. Would she build a legitimate career or let her online celebrity rule her life? Allison eventually realized that a change was necessary. Even if it meant remaining private, the athlete ignored all the remarks and concentrated only on her academics and pole vaulting. After high school, Allison hoped to get a scholarship to college. Only by focusing all of her attention on achievement would she be able to reach her objectives. The University of California offered Allison Stokke the lifeline she needed. Fortunately, when the University of California knocked, someone finally wanted to discuss Allison Stokke's athletic abilities rather than her looks. The admission staff gave Allison a scholarship as they knew her skill as a pole vaulter. As someone disregarded the online attention, the athlete was finally relieved to get her pole vaulting career back on track. But it wasn't all. As Allison spent more time at college and away from the outside world, her mental health kept getting better. Allison had a stellar pole vaulting record and a master's degree in sociology at the end of her academic career. Allison felt as if she could finally go on with her life. Everyone thought Allison Stokke would make it to the Olympics. By avoiding the internet and the media's prying eyes, Allison Stokke could focus entirely on her pole vaulting career. Everyone hoped Allison would make it to the Olympics, and she kept competing throughout college. She had been dreaming about it for years. For many athletes, the most significant victory is qualifying for the Olympics. It's merely a bonus to leave with a medal. With the London 2012 Olympics rapidly approaching, Allison needed to work harder than ever to qualify. Fortunately, it seemed like everything was going well since the pole vaulter had just cleared an impressive 14 feet. Allison Stokke's Olympic dreams were over before they began. It didn't follow that everything would work itself out just because it seemed like it was meant to be. Unfortunately, Allison Stokke's hopes of competing in the Olympics were dashed. The athlete was prepared to give it her best when she arrived at the qualifications. It ended when she could not reach the initial height of 13 feet 11 1/4 inches. Before she ever reached the Olympics, Allison was fired. Since the Olympics only happen once every 4 years and Allison had previously passed that height during practice, it was a very tragic moment in her career. The athlete was heartbroken by the loss, but didn't want to let it stop her. A dwindling career meant Allison Stokke had to find another passion. For most of her life, Alison Stokey aspired to be a professional athlete. Regretfully, their dreams seemed to be vanishing one by one till they were almost gone. Alison quickly had to find a different route. In 2015, the athlete shocked everyone by accepting many offers from companies. Yes, Alison was on the verge of becoming a fitness model. After she had previously been so concerned about others remarking on her appearance, many people questioned how it would work. After landing a contract with Nike, Alison quickly embraced her new job. The pole vaulter demonstrated her innate ability to be photographed here. Alison Stokey hoped her videos would inspire people to try pole vaulting. GoPro had some offers for the athlete, so it wasn't only Nike that wanted a piece of Alison. Nor was this a one-way street. Alison thought using the camera business to record videos in several ways may be beneficial. GoPro wants to demonstrate its new camera's ability to record Alison from various perspectives. She only had to display her athletic skills. Alison believed the films would be sufficient to encourage young people to take up the sport and try it. Not many of us have any experience pole vaulting. It may take seeing Alison's enjoyment to motivate a generation. Modeling took Alison Stokey's attention away from pole vaulting. Everything was going well for a year, but that was about to end. To showcase some of Uniqlo's newest collections, Alison Stokey inked a contract with the retailer. However, the athlete and model realized that she had abandoned pole vaulting, which had formerly brought her joy. Alison felt lost amid the shots, which had little to do with the sport. If, after years of arduous effort to alter things, she could not preserve her identity and change people's impressions, what good was it? Another significant turning point in Alison's career occurred in 2016. She decided to stop modeling and concentrate on what brought her joy. Fans spotted Alison Stokey on the potential date with golfer Rickie Fowler. As it happens, Alison Stokey has another thought, and that one is about renowned golfer Rickie Fowler. As the two were seen out and about in late 2016, many questioned whether they were secretly dating. Alison was cautious about keeping her life out of the spotlight since she was a well-known personality in her teens. But once she met Rickie, everything appeared to change. The two athletes were seen together at a motocross Grand Prix when they approached one another rather closely. They may not have been subtle, but neither was prepared to discuss their possible romance. Alison Stokey and Rickie Fowler have plenty of things in common. The adage, opposites attract, didn't apply to Alison and Rickie since they had so much in common. Rickie has played golf since he was a little boy, and they both aspire to be famous athletes. Though it wasn't always that way, Rickie's passion and determination have made him a fascinating person to watch. Rickie was lucky to be selected as an athlete to participate in the Rio Olympic Games. Unfortunately, the golfer left with no medals and finished in 37th position. Rickie has continued to give it his best despite this, as seen by his strong second-place result at the 2018 Masters tournament. Rickie Fowler knows what it's like to go viral thanks to a photo. Unbelievably, Rickie Fowler and Alison Stokey have more in common than their athletic careers. They have both experienced what it's like to go viral. Like Alison, Rickie unintentionally became the internet buzz without asking for his time in the spotlight. The player was a member of the Ryder Cup 2016 playing squad. The team miraculously won the Cup for America for the first time in years. Everyone, even their spouses, were overjoyed to see the squad triumph. The golfers bent over and kissed their sweethearts as they lined up for a picture. The issue? The only one there is Rickie. One of Rickie Fowler's friends revealed he was in a relationship. Alison and Rickie had a legitimate cause for wanting to hide their relationship from the world. They attempted to ascertain their feeling for one another and whether a future free from outside influence was possible. Everything was going well before one of Rickie's pals made a mistake and disclosed something. During an interview with the media, Rickie's golfing companion disclosed why Rickie was absent from a meeting earlier in the day. The golfer got caught up since he wasn't single, he said. Even though it was just a little error, the press was able to escape with a ton of tales. Alison and Rickie decided to tell the world about their relationship. It didn't take long for news organizations nationwide to realize that Rickie Fowler was seeing Alison Stokey. The two disclosed their connection as they knew the media would not go away anytime soon. The secret had already been revealed, after all. What was at stake for them? Rickie and Alison expressed their sentiments to one another by opening up about their relationship. The pair swiftly took over social media with pictures of their romantic time away from the spotlight. Naturally, it didn't stop the paparazzi from attempting to get a picture of the couple anytime they were out. Being open about the relationship meant Rickie and Alison were spotted in public. Alison Stokey and Rickie Fowler took advantage of all the benefits of being a couple by telling the world about their relationship. Attending all of Rickie's golf events was one of the numerous things they could now do without drawing attention to themselves. Soon after, Alison and her new partner were seen strolling the course and on the sidelines. Her presence was likely sufficient support for Rickie, even if she could have remained silent and let him focus on his game while he was on the course. Sometimes all we need to perform at our best is the support of our loved ones. When Alison showed up at the U.S. Open with her boyfriend, she attracted much attention. Rickie's coach feared his relationship with Alison Stokey was a distraction. A few things in our life may change when we start a new relationship. What happens, however, when you discover that you are in love with the person you are with? Someone wanting to spend all of their time with their significant other may quickly get sidetracked. For Rickie Fowler, that was undoubtedly the case. Rickie's golf instructor was concerned that his connection with Alison Stokey was taking up too much of his time and was starting to affect his play. Over the years, the golfer had put a lot of effort into his profession. Was he going to discard everything? Fortunately, Rickie wasn't distracted for very long by the diversions. Alison Stokey had never played golf before she started dating Rickie Fowler. Despite their shared passion for sports and their time as viral celebrities, Alison and Rickie still had much to learn about one another. Alison had never played golf much before meeting and falling in love with Rickie. With one of the top golfers at her side, everything was about to change. Alison had all the coaching she needed from Rickie and soon became proficient at golfing. Although Alison isn't yet ready to surpass Rickie on the golf course, she is often seen honing her swing and talents as she discovers what makes her partners so happy. Alison Stokey has learned how to put the past behind her. Nobody ever imagined the kind of life Alison would lead once she unintentionally became the internet buzz. At one point, the strain of celebrity was enough to cause Alison to doubt her commitment to the game. Alison would have lost her passion in addition to finding a new direction in life if she had given in. Fortunately, the pole vaulter has learned to move on from her past and make her place in the world. Alison has a lot to be proud of since she has always put in a lot of effort, even if some of her goals, like becoming a professional athlete and participating in the Olympics, didn't always come true. The candid photo from 2007 has not become Alison Stokey's alter ego. Since Alison Stokey became well known more than 10 years ago, the pole vaulter has had to cut ties with many facets of her life. Alison hasn't forgotten all that occurred, even though she didn't want the attention and recognition she earned at 17. The athlete has a different perspective now. In an interview, Alison revealed that the teenager in the photo is her alter ego. The athlete believes that the Alison in the picture is someone completely different. However, it does not imply that everything has been overlooked. To accomplish her ambitions, Alison sometimes resurrects her former self. Darya Klashina leaves fans stunned with more than her talent. Nobody could have predicted the kind of attention Darya Klashina would attract beyond her incredible athletic ability. As a world-class long jumper, she dazzled audiences with her grace and skill, but it wasn't just her performances that kept fans talking. The spotlight brought admiration and scrutiny, sometimes making it difficult for Darya to focus solely on her sport. There were moments when the pressure of fame threatened to overshadow her passion, but she remained steadfast in her pursuit of excellence. Despite the challenges, Darya proved her dedication, showing that her talent and resilience go hand in hand. Whether she's soaring through the air or captivating audiences unexpectedly, she has given fans something extra to admire beyond just her athletic prowess. The Rio Olympic Games in 2016 became Alison Stokey's new goal. The 2012 Olympic Games in London weren't supposed to happen. They did not, however, imply that Alison had given up on competing in the Olympics. She wanted to fulfill her most excellent pole vaulting ambition and had a lot of life left in her career. Alison hired a new coach to train harder than ever to reach Rio in 2016. As Alison devoted many hours each week to the sport, everything went well. Unfortunately, it never worked out. A few years before the Olympics, Alison's performance began to decline, and she realized she would never regain her previous level of accomplishment. Alison gave up playing the game. The viral photo meant Alison Stokey put pole vaulting on the map. Despite years of hard labor, Alison Stokey's Olympic ambitions were never realized. However, it did not imply that it was all for nothing. Alison established several records and accomplished a lot in pole vaulting. Additionally, the athlete introduced many others to the world of sports and helped put the sport on the map. Pole vaulting wasn't very popular for a long time. Every year, the number of contestants decreased since most people never had the opportunity to try their hand at the sport. All of that is altered in the last 10 years as athletes like Sandy Morris and Alyssa McCartney have advanced. Unfortunately, their presence still garners a lot of attention. Some people still focus on pole vaulters for their appearance. Regardless of their identity or appearance, many individuals have dedicated their careers to ensuring everyone is treated equally in athletics. We still have a long way to go, so it doesn't imply we've achieved our ultimate objective. Comparing the most handsome pole vaulters at the Rio Olympics became popular in 2016. Given that people continue to discuss athletes based only on their appearance, Alison's legacy does not always seem hopeful. Some individuals have adjusted their behaviors since 2007, but more work still needs to be done. As the competitors spoke on their skills rather than appearance, several remarks referred to them as fearless and other strong leads. Various fans are only just discovering Alison Stokey's viral photo. A picture that is posted online stays there forever. Yes, individuals may attempt to get all copies deleted, but if you're not cautious, things can spread like wildfire on the internet. Alison seems to be still dealing with the consequences of the picture taken so many years ago. The athlete said that while some people have recently discovered her tale, they still contact her to discuss the photo. Regretfully, not every message is pleasant to read. But because of years of experience, Alison claims she's learned to ignore them and go on. She is in a much better position than her high school years. The University of California had to remove all trace of Alison Stokey. As a student, Alison Stokey discovered early on that people would not leave her alone. She would never be able to go unnoticed, no matter how hard she tried. The University of California displayed pictures of Alison on their website since she was one of their top athletes, but since it attracted too much unwanted attention, they had to take them down and eliminate all traces of the athlete. If Alison had accepted every job offer that came her way, she might have made a considerable reputation for herself with her viral picture. The issue? Being famous was never Alison's goal. Away from the spotlight, the athlete wanted to lead an everyday life. Alison Stokey never understood why the world chose her over everyone else. The fact that the attention detracted from Alison Stokey's pole vaulting skills was one of the primary factors that greatly irritated her. The athlete was irritated by more than just that, however. She also questioned why, given her knowledge of other gifted pole vaulters at the time, the world had chosen her as their primary focus. Alison believed they were entitled to the spotlight and that she had not merited it. Was it being at the wrong time and place? Was there anything particularly noteworthy about the picture? Why was everyone interested in every detail of her life? For the last 13 years, Alison has been thinking about these issues. Her own self-doubts caused Alison Stokey to shy away from the limelight. Alison's mind was racing, but there was more to it than that. Because she believed she didn't deserve the attention, the athlete would purposefully turn away a large portion of it. Alison said she had not broken unattainable records and was still far from achieving her professional zenith. The child could not comprehend why anybody would want to see her on a talk show or in a magazine feature. Ultimately, Allison declines every offer, hoping the celebrity will fade if she ignores it. Achieving greater heights and competition scores could have provided fresh insight into the issue. The world would still be discussing Allison's looks, however. Many people in Allison Stokey's family were affected by the photo. It just takes a life-altering event to cause even the best to consider how things could have turned out differently. Many fail to realize that important things don't just influence us. When Allison Stokey's picture became viral online, she was just 17. Her parents had to see everything happen while she was still in high school and living at home. As the picture gained more and more attention, the athlete's parents could not assist. They were only able to console Allison as her whole world collapsed. Allison lost her innocence because she was compelled to mature due to her extensive internet use. Everything hit Allison Stokey when she was studying at college. Allison's life has changed significantly over the years. Still, the impact of her picture being posted online has had a long-lasting effect that is unlikely to go away anytime soon. Allison is prepared to give her best, even if she is unsure whether she will ever be able to overcome the pain from her adolescence. In college, Allison became aware of how much everything had impacted her. She was assigned to write a report about a life-altering emotional event. Naturally, she made the picture the main focus of her narrative. However, Allison never disclosed the task since her feelings still consumed her. Allison Stokey thinks things would have been different if she was a man. Did Allison Stokey gain anything from her pole vaulting experience that went viral? All the focus pleased a little area of the athlete. They were discussing Allison because they found her appealing after all. That, however, was insufficient to make the whole situation enjoyable. The incident solidified Allison's belief that a guy would not have received the same treatment. The athlete feels she put in just as much effort, if not more, than many male athletes, but it was all forgotten when someone found her beautiful. The worst thing? Allison is aware of many women's feelings, which continue to occur today. Having her friends close helped Allison Stokey deal with the tough times. Many of us have discovered that friends can support us through life's challenges. Do you need someone to lift your spirits? Want to celebrate because you're feeling fantastic? Do you want to create enduring memories with the people you care about? Regardless of the situation, our friends are typically there to support us. More than most of us, Allison discovered that having friends around may be beneficial when we need them most. The athlete would not have survived the difficult years without the affection and encouragement of her close friends. Fortunately, Allison seems to have a lot of affection from her pals. Allison Stokey has inspired others with her resilience and strength. Allison Stokey was unaware of this all those years ago. Still, she has become one of the industry's greatest inspirations because of her bravery in fending off the detractors and those who were merely there to criticize her looks. She was depressed for many years. Allison nevertheless figured out how to make the attention work to her advantage. Over her career, she secured many brand partnerships and advanced through the pole vaulting levels. She has also shown the world that nothing can stop her. Allison had the option to flee social media and attempt to stay away from everyone for the rest of her life. The truth? Now that she's recovered, she informs her enormous fan base on social media about her life. A union of talent and love. Allison Stokey and Rickie Fowler's marriage is a compelling story of two successful people who fall in love while thriving in their separate industries. Stokey, a gifted pole vaulter and fitness model, and Fowler, a well-known professional golfer, have won fans' hearts with their voyage as a power couple. Their bond demonstrates how much they both love athletics and how much they respect and encourage one another. Record-breaking pole vault. In high school, Allison Stokey became well known for breaking records in pole vaulting. Her athletic accomplishments were initially overwhelmed by an unexpected surge of online attention, but she persisted, concentrating on her sport and her work as a fitness advocate. Stokey inspired many because of her perseverance and poise in the face of adversity. Throughout the years, she worked with well-known companies like Nike and Athleta, which cemented her status as a fitness star. Professional golfer in the making. On the other hand, Rickie Fowler rose to prominence as a professional golfer thanks to his talent, charm, and bold sense of style. He is a regular player on the PGA Tour and has won several major tournaments, including the Players' Championship. Because of his composed manner and dedication to perfection, Fowler is one of the most adored personalities in golf. The beginning of a heartfelt story. When they met in 2017, Stokey and Fowler began a sincere connection. Fans were moved by their sincere passion as they revealed tidbits of their courtship on social media. Both sportsmen encouraged one another at competitions and supported one another's careers. Their relationship was characterized by mutual support, demonstrating their great regard and respect. The romantic proposal by the beachside. In 2018, Fowler proposed to Stokey in a beautiful seaside location that reflected their love of the great outdoors and adventure. Their admirers praised their compatibility and the happiness they provided to one another's lives, and they were thrilled about the engagement. The pair married in a stunning wedding in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, later that year. Their wedding, attended by close friends and family, honored the love, harmony, and network of support they had developed together. Balancing their personal lives and careers. As a married pair, Stokey and Fowler continue to serve as excellent examples of balance's value in their personal and professional lives. They often post snippets of their lives on social media, highlighting their passion for golf, health, and travel. They inspire many because of their ability to handle the difficulties of arduous occupations while keeping a solid and encouraging relationship. A testament of love and shared value. Stokey and Fowler's marriage shows the strength of love and shared ideals. Their relationship emphasizes the value of mutual respect and encouragement and the beauty of finding a companion aware of the demands of an athletic profession. As one of the most admired couples in sports, they have created a life together that embodies their devotion to one another and their common interests. Rickie Fowler proposed to Alison Stokey in June 2018. The public sees Alison Stokey and Rickie Fowler's friendship become more assertive, which is one of the nicest things about learning to open up. Do you have any friends or family who make you want to reach out and hug them to let them know how much you care? Yes, they are. Fortunately, things are getting better. When the golfer proposed to Alison in June 2018, they had been dating for almost 18 months. After the couple informed their loved ones of the news, many admirers from all around the globe quickly wanted to congratulate them. Suddenly, the newly engaged couple needed to start organizing their wedding. Rickie Fowler and Alison Stokey tied the knot in October 2019. Before the couple were married, Rickie had proposed more than a year earlier, but the couple had a lot to plan. A few days later, the athlete posted photos from the special day on her social media, confirming that Alison and Rickie were legally married on October 5, 2019. Alison still prefers to keep certain parts of her life entirely secret, but when the two exchanged vows on the beach, she couldn't help but flaunt her special day with Rickie. Alison dazzled the audience with her floor-length gown and elegant flowing lace veil while the stage was set with a lovely flower-like arch. People believed that Rickie and Alison had secretly started a family. Individuals anticipate several things as they age and settle down with their loved ones. Many people are curious about when Rickie Fowler and Alison Stokey will receive the pitter-patter of little feet. When Alison posted a picture in June 2019, some people's wishes came true. Was this the picture of Rickie and Alison holding twins with the message, family? Had the two of them secretly given birth to twins? Since the children are the couple's nephews, folks were a little ahead of themselves. The notion that Rickie and Alison had covertly started a family didn't deter many from fleeing. A lot has changed for Alison Stokey in the last 10 years. In 10 years, a lot may change. Some of us get the employment of our dreams. Some of us have children. A few of us even ascend the celebrity ladder. Alison Stokey? She has discovered her true partner, learned to deal with sudden stardom, and fought against those who believed she was nothing more than a pretty face. Alison has much to look forward to with her new family, so the difficult years of her life are now behind her. Alison has a lot to be proud of after a life full of highs and lows and a wealth of sports accomplishments. What may happen to the celebrity next is the question. A legacy beyond the pole vault. The story of Alison Stokey demonstrates the strength of perseverance and concentration in the face of unforeseen difficulties. As a gifted pole vaulter, she showed incredible focus and athleticism, setting records and motivating others with her feats. Her tale, however, goes beyond the track. She has come to represent resilience in the face of social and media criticism. Under the spotlight for not the right reasons. We are reminded of contemporary athletes' difficulties by her experiences as a young athlete who was propelled into the public front for reasons unconnected to her accomplishments. Stokey's unshakable commitment is shown by her ability to rise above the cacophony and stay committed to her work. Her support of rewarding athletes for their skills and diligence is still a crucial lesson for young athletes who want to compete. An emblem of fitness, passion, perseverance, and grace. Stokey may not have made it to the Olympic podium, but her influence on fitness and sports is indisputable. She has encouraged many others to confidently follow their hobbies by working with well-known sports companies and serving as a fitness role model. Stokey is now seen as a symbol of elegance and tenacity. Her narrative inspires us to honor athletes' achievements and fortitude in the face of adversity. Alison Stokey left behind a legacy of inspiration, demonstrating that genuine strength comes from being loyal to oneself and never giving up on excellence, no matter the challenges. Dedication, resilience, and commitment. Alison Stokey's training schedule demonstrates her perseverance, hard work, and devotion to greatness. Being a competitive pole vaulter, Stokey knows that an intense training regimen incorporating strength, flexibility, speed, and technique is necessary for success in her sport. Her training is based on complex labor, dedication, and appropriate rest and recuperation to avoid injuries and guarantee optimal performance. Every element of her routine is intended to improve certain facets of her athleticism, enabling her to provide excellent results continuously. As the legs, core, and upper body are essential for pole vaulting, Stokey focuses on developing and maintaining general strength. She combines dynamic flexibility workouts with strength training to increase her range of motion and agility. Since speed and explosiveness are crucial for building the required momentum during the vault, Stokey also spends a lot of time training for sprints. Her practice regimens are carefully designed to concentrate on each vault phase, from the run to the pole plant, guaranteeing that every action is performed precisely. Stokey has maintained her athletic peak throughout her career by taking a well-rounded approach to physical training and paying close attention to recuperation. Strength and conditioning. One of the core aspects of Stokey's training is the focus on building strength and conditioning. Pole vaulting is an incredibly physically demanding sport that requires the athlete to propel themselves over a bar at significant heights, using only a pole for assistance. Stokey must maintain an impressive overall strength level, particularly in her core, upper body, and legs, to accomplish this. These muscle groups provide the necessary force to lift her body off the ground and clear the bar. Strength training is a crucial component of her routine, as it helps her generate the power needed for the explosive motion of the vault. Her strength regimen includes exercises such as squats, deadlifts, and lunges, which target the lower body and core. These exercises help build the power and stability needed for the sprinting phase and the push-off when vaulting. Stokey also incorporates upper body exercises like pull-ups, bench presses, and rows to develop the upper body strength required for controlling the pole and executing a clean vault. Stokey can maintain the balance and coordination needed to perform the pole vault successfully by developing strength in her lower and upper body. In addition to building strength, Stokey also focuses on functional movements that mimic the actions involved in pole vaulting. This approach allows her to improve her raw power efficiency and technique during the vault. Squats, deadlifts, and lunges. Stokey's strength training routine includes squats, deadlifts, lunges, and plyometric training. These workouts aim to develop the strength, power, and explosiveness needed for pole vaulting success. Foundational workouts like squats and deadlifts focus on her legs and lower back, two critical regions that provide the force required for the push-off during the vault. Stokey gains the leg strength and core stability necessary to lift herself off the ground with control and accuracy thanks to the combination of these workouts. Another crucial exercise in Stokey's routine is the lunge, which improves her leg stability and strength. Stokey may develop unilateral leg strength by making lunges, which simulate the lunging action needed for sprinting and planting the pole. For a pole vaulter who wants to transition from the sprint phase to the vault seamlessly, this is essential for maintaining balance and control while sprinting at full speed. She incorporates plyometric activities like bounding, depth jumps, and box jumps into her regimen to boost her explosive power. Stokey's capacity to produce forceful bursts, which are crucial for vaulting, is enhanced by plyometric exercises. These workouts improve her coordination, reaction time, and general agility, which also help her build the strength required to lift herself off the ground. By combining these workouts, Stokey can develop the explosive strength needed to effortlessly clear high bars. Flexibility and mobility. In addition to strength training, Stokey focuses heavily on flexibility and mobility, which are crucial for her performance in pole vaulting. The sport requires flexibility and agility, particularly in the shoulders, hips, and back. These areas are essential for the smooth execution of the vault, as they allow her to maintain fluid movements during the takeoff, pole plant, and bar clearance. Flexibility is also essential for ensuring that her body remains aligned and free from unnecessary tension during the vault, helping her reach greater heights and achieve consistent results. Stokey incorporates regular stretching and dynamic flexibility exercises into her training to increase her range of motion and maintain fluidity. These exercises target the muscles and joints involved in pole vaulting, improving her flexibility and preventing stiffness. Dynamic stretching, which involves controlled movements that stretch the muscles while engaging them, is particularly effective in preparing her body for the explosive action of the vault. Yoga is another crucial practice in Stokey's regimen, helping her improve her balance, flexibility, and mental focus. The slow, controlled movements in yoga promote flexibility, while the mindful breathing and meditation techniques help her stay calm and focused under pressure. Additionally, foam rolling releases muscle tightness and improves tissue mobility, aiding recovery and reducing the risk of injury. By maintaining flexibility through these practices, Stokey ensures her body remains capable of performing complex vaults smoothly while also safeguarding against overuse injuries. Speed and agility training. In Stokey's training, speed and agility are equally important since pole vaulting starts with a sprint, and a good leap requires the ability to create tremendous velocity. An athlete's capacity to effectively plant the pole and get the lift needed to clear the bar is directly impacted by their running pace. Stokey uses a range of sprinting exercises and approaches in her training to improve her running form and speed. Thanks to these workouts, she can reach her full potential during the run-up, which also helps her speed and maintain effective technique. Enhancing Stokey's stride length, stride frequency, and general running mechanics are the main goals of sprint exercises. By increasing her efficiency throughout the sprinting phase, these activities will help her maintain her ideal pace while reducing energy waste. Stokey may increase her speed without sacrificing skill or wasting energy by honing her form. She incorporates hill sprints into her speed training routine and sprint exercises. Because Stokey must exert more effort against gravity because of the gradient, hill sprints are especially good for developing explosive power in the legs. To accelerate and provide the explosive force needed to plant the pole and lift off the ground during the vault, it is essential to strengthen the quadriceps, calves, and glutes. She can accelerate better and attain her full speed on her approach because of the resistance that hill sprints bring. Stamina and endurance. Another crucial element of Stokey's speed training is interval training, which emphasizes increasing stamina and endurance. She alternates between short rest intervals and bursts of high-intensity jogging throughout this training. In addition to helping her build the endurance needed to keep up her pace throughout a competition, it also prepares her body for the energy-required bursts during the vault. Stokey can maintain her effort throughout her event, even when tiredness sets in, because interval training helps her build aerobic and anaerobic fitness. By integrating these varied speed and agility drills, Stokey can improve her power, develop the endurance required to sustain optimal performance during pole vaulting contests, and hone the essential components of her sprinting technique. Thanks to these workouts, she may approach the vault with maximum speed and efficiency, necessary for successful vaults and scaling new heights. All about precision and timing. Since pole vaulting requires as much time and accuracy as strength, the technique is the most critical component of Stokey's training. Clearing heights and attaining consistency require mastering the proper method for each vault phase. Although strength and speed are essential for a successful vault, the athlete's ability to execute the proper motions at the right time separates a decent vault from a great one. Stokey knows that each step of the vault, including the dash, pole plant, and last push over the bar, calls for unique technical abilities. Stokey works closely with instructors who provide knowledgeable advice and comments to help her improve her technique. They examine every stage of her vault to pinpoint areas needing work. The sprint and approach are closely analyzed to ensure her stride length, frequency, and posture are tuned for optimal speed. Stokey concentrates on the angle and accuracy of her pole placement during the pole plant phase to ensure it is firmly planted in the box and gives the vault the lift and energy it needs. Precision and takeoff position. Apart from these factors, Stokey also emphasizes the need to be proficient in the takeoff position. A precise and well-timed takeoff is essential to create the upward power required to push your body over the bar. Stokey often practices these motions since transitioning from the pole plant to the liftoff requires precise timing and body posture. With these workouts, she can sustain momentum throughout the vault and achieve the ideal height, guaranteeing seamless transitions between each step. Stokey does specific exercises concentrating on the pole plant and takeoff position to improve her technique further. By simulating the constraints of an actual vault, these workouts help Stokey develop muscle memory and enhance her technique under duress. By regularly doing these exercises, Stokey can improve her motions, reduce mistakes, and make every vault seem as fluid and natural as possible. Stokey's relentless dedication to honing her craft has made her successful. Her commitment to learning the technical elements of pole vaulting allows her to continuously compete at the most significant level, even if strength, speed, and agility are crucial training components. Stokey ensures that every step of her vault is performed flawlessly via constant practice, close attention to detail, and professional coaching, positioning her for victory in every competition. Staying focused within the mind. Mental preparation is another cornerstone of Stokey's training. Like many track and field events, pole vaulting requires an athlete to stay calm and composed under pressure. Stokey incorporates mental conditioning exercises into her routine to strengthen her focus and concentration during competitions, such as visualization techniques and mindfulness practices. Visualization allows her to mentally rehearse her vaults, anticipating each step and reinforcing positive outcomes. Recovery is essential in every regimen. Finally, recovery is an essential part of Stokey's training regimen. The intensity of her workouts and competitions requires her body to rest and recuperate properly. Stokey prioritizes sleep, nutrition, and active recovery, which includes light jogging, swimming, or yoga. She also uses physical therapy techniques like massage and cryotherapy to manage muscle soreness and prevent injury. Alison Stokey's training regimen is a comprehensive, well-rounded program that combines strength, flexibility, speed, technique, and mental preparation. Each element of her training supports the other, allowing her to perform at the highest level of competition. Through her dedication, discipline, and work ethic, Stokey has cemented herself as one of the top pole vaulters in the world, continuously striving for improvement and excellence.
If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon